Hey everyone, welcome. Amonkhet Remastered is not on Magic the Gathering Arena yet, but the set is known. They included the details of what cards are in the set in the MTGA update from last week. The creator of mtgadraft.herokuapp.com has added the Amonkhet Remastered cards to that website. So even though we can't actually import our decks and play them on Arena, we can draft right now Amonkhet Remastered, or at least an offline approximation of it. And it certainly will help us understand what they've put in here, what we can expect, what's different. It's kind of a weird one. It's a mix of Amonkhet, Hour of Devastation, and whatever else the heck they wanted to add for Historic / Pioneer. It seems pretty clear that Wizards, and you kind of knew this when they announced Pioneer and Paper. I think I had long been expecting them to announce some sort of new Eternal format, because Modern is too deep, wide, and huge to expect to get on Arena anytime soon. But by creating Pioneer and having Historic, they're creating a world where with Historic on Arena and Pioneer and Paper, they can work towards getting those melded and getting all the cards needed for Pioneer onto Arena. Then you've got an Eternal format that matches Paper, matches Arena, and I think that's when Arena gets another notch bump in terms of its participation. When it has 100% Pioneer, that's going to draw in a lot of players as well. And really, I believe that this is a sign of how they are exploring doing it. If they do this again, if they do more remastering of pre-Amonkhet blocks, then I think we'll have learned that they have decided this is a great way to get MTG Arena up to Pioneer readiness. So it looks like that's their goal, and their first swing at it is Amonkhet Remastered. And as I said, not available for us to play yet, but I'm going to throw a link onto my chat right now. Really, first come, first served. If you've joined in me with this stuff before, you could give it a little pause to let other people join. But really, anybody who wants to come on in the water's fine. We are going to try ourselves some Amonkhet drafting together, okay? All right. Looks like we've got a crew in. I'm going to hop over to left monitor here and close this like that. All right, here we go. I'll do a ready check. Make sure everybody's raring to go. We got Amonkhet Remastered. I'm going to give it a few extra seconds since it's a new format, but here we go. New old format. All right, we got a Curator of Mysteries. That's pretty balmy, and I don't see how we don't start here. I mean, you had me at flying 4/4 for 4, and it has cycling in the crazy world in which somehow you're stuck on 2 land and desperately need to cycle this away. But it also has Scry 1 when you cycle. Excellent place to start. What else have we got? Essence Scatter, if that happened to come around, we would not complain. Censor, if that came around, wouldn't complain either. Ruthless Sniper can go well in a black-blue cycling deck. Can be a little slow, though. Sniper ended up being a little slower than was necessary for the format, but we'll see. What else have we got down here? Not liking much else I'm seeing. Spells Matter Looter is okay. More weak counters. Unlikely that we're going to see anything else out of this pack because it feels like a weak pack. So we'll take Curator, though. Driven to Despair is a rare. What is it doing? It's split card. The card you can cast in your hand is Driven, 1 and a green. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then Despair. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. That's cute. I don't know if we take that over. What's better? Well, this is actually a decent follow. Kind of like Desert of the Glorified more. Cartouche is strong. I mean, this is a fight card, right? Oh, no. Yeah. Maybe Cartouche of Strength as a fight card is where we want to be. I think this is removal. It's good enough. Let's take that. I don't remember where green-blue was at in the original Amonkhet or our Amonkhet formats, but I like both of these as a place to start. Desert to go along with Cartouche is strong, but what have we got up top? Cryptic Serpent. Spells Matter could do a thing here, but I think we would try to wheel that and see if anybody's interested. And I'd rather take Hieroglyphic Illumination. Desert, also, again, strong. Crocodile of the Crossing is reasonable. But I'm going to go with Illumination. There was some good blue in that pack. Maybe this wasn't the right blue. But it has a lot of words on it that I like. Draw 2 cards, cycling for 1. We want some early interaction, though. I think this is a lot like M21 in that way. You don't have to be an aggro deck, but you do need to ask yourself how you're going to handle one. Impeccable Timing, I recall being kind of weak. Deadlands is kind of like removal in black. We just don't have that yet. Compulsory Rest, also reasonable. Unquenchable Thirst is removal in a color we're already in, though. So I think we just take the Thirst and look for deserts from here. Here's a desert that would turn on the Unquenchable Thirst. You would rather actually have the common deserts. This is a self-mill card, or not a self-mill, just a mill card that I don't think actually does that much. I'd rather just take an Open Fire and read the table with a piece of removal here. We could end up red-blue spells in this one. Got a good start towards that, and if that uncommon we passed early makes it all the way around the table, that would be a sign for us. I know that, like, by the end of our, Luis was picking the deserts really highly, just really, really highly. So maybe I'm undervaluing the deserts, and we all are. Their spell level power out of a land slot, which is the big value there. Essence Scatter, though, seems better than this type of interaction. Ceradon, another fine cycler, but Essence Scatter working the blue-red spells potential. Cartouche seems to be fading here, and I'm becoming more interested in the red-blue side of things. Just kind of seeing what's open. Like, we didn't take the red desert or the red cycler, but there have been some very pickable red cards in the last couple packs. Another one where it's like, yes, it's a desert, it's a blue desert, but boy, I wanted this to be the common blue desert. Soul Stinger is kind of a green-black card, right? There's a whole -1/-1 counter sub-theme going on, particularly in green-black. We do have the one Cartouche. So actually, I think I like taking Ornery Kudu here over Soul Stinger or the Rivulet. And Desert doesn't do enough to help. It is a desert, but it's not how I want to be triggering that. I'm going to take the green and we'll see. Demonic Pact. Fun card, but not really for limited. Well, actually, no, I was thinking of this differently. I think still pretty tough to justify in limited. Seems to be a lot of green, though. This is not, we're not doing the Slitherblade thing. I think it's Sidewinder. This is fine. If this is a 4/2 trample for 3, it's fine. We just need the deserts to make that happen. And not used to, I don't feel like green blue is where I ended up often here, but I'll listen to, this is effectively a new format. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out, so I'll just listen to the table. Yeah, the Pact is kind of a build around. Again, if we do the red, if we end up red-blue spells, this is quite playable. Tormenting Voice could help with red-blue spells. Is that better or worse than just grabbing a Moloch, which actually is somewhat supported by that too? I think we take the Tormenting Voice. Yeah, we're just practice drafting. All right, Entangler is a powerful card, and some is assigned to me. Entangler coming at 11 is signally, but maybe I'm overvaluing it from its aggro Amonkhet roots. This is where we are still trying to suss out a new format here effectively. Sometimes you need a strictly worse for format balance. For one thing, Lightning Strike is now an uncommon, not a common. So if you're looking to fill your common slot, that's not going to get it done. But let me figure out this pick first. I guess I'll just take the Zealot. Countervailing Winds. Yeah, usually when you see a strictly worse card like Open Fire, it's about balancing the limited environment and potentially balancing the constructed environment. I don't know, you know, it's possible that some other 2-mana deal 3 was active in Standard at the time, and they really didn't want to print another one and make it available. It may have pushed the red decks too far, for example. Well, if we got some bomb in green, we could see about, you know, clinging to the green. But I kind of like actually taking this Serpent and maybe trying to make it work. It's just, I should get this on the wheel, though. I'm really disappointed the first one didn't wheel. Might just want the sensor here. This is somewhat of a build around if you want to get the cycling thing going, but I don't think it's a good one. I think you're wheel spinning too much. Maybe a Drake here. Drake is very nice, but I'm going to go for instant sorcery. Yeah, I think I'm being tempted by the Serpent when it's just okay even when it's doing its thing. Let's just take the sensor. Hooded Brawler. Hoodie B is nice if we want to look back towards the green, but I think I just take another Illumination here and be pretty happy about that. Although struggle is real. The struggle is real. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, because we are trying to be red-blue spells. Never mind, I'll take struggle. It's good enough. 3 mana, instant, kill something. I'm going to cut the green, though. Crash Through could just pile on instants and sorceries, but if we're going to do that, let's just take the Essence Scatter and actually counter something relevant. Try to wheel the Crash Through or the Floodwaters. What does Survive even do? Aftermath. Each player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. I'm so glad they've moved to their language. Anybody who thinks saying their is weird, how is throwing his or her all over the place not even more weird and awkward? Oh, it's all right. Let's check what's going on. Unquenchable Thirst. We don't have the deserts yet, but I think I'm going to take it and try to get there. We can take Ramanap Ruins. That's a constructed all-star, but really it's just a desert here. I'm going to take Unquenchable Thirst and prioritize some deserts. Thirst is playable if you don't have deserts, but it's obviously not good because they need to be tapped already. Scrapper can at least do some attacking. And I don't see anything else. There's no good compelling argument for this card unless you're actually trying to do that thing. I guess cycling 1 sorcery into the graveyard can do some stuff for us, but we take that as a late offering. I would rather take a Scrapper that's playable and take these late 1 mana cyclers when they come. Initiate gives us some creatures, but I'm just going to take another Open Fire and stick to the instant sorcery game here. We've passed a couple more. We have 1 Illumination. We've passed 2. I mean, what do we take? We took a Unquenchable Thirst and was it the Struggle? Yeah. So took some removal, but I do want some card draw with all this removal. I think it's looking all right. Need a little more card draw, but then I believe we'll have a nice attrition-y thing going where we're drawing cards and killing stuff. Looks like we're a little weak to gigantic stuff, but there's where the thirst can come in nicely. If this were strictly an Hour of Devastation draft, I would find my current spot acceptable, if not amazing. A reasonable 2-drop here. Prowess, Afflict 2. Not easy to block. Slots into the curve. Prowess works in our theme. We're pretty low down aggro for... Yeah, I kind of like this. I don't know. Topping at 4 right now. I hear you. I hear you. I definitely am nervous that we don't have the deserts yet, and I'm still going to play these without them, but I get you. We really want deserts to make these good. Floodwaters, but really just a Thresher Lizard is okay. Crash Through, though. Really? You think we're doing Slitherblade? Slitherblade was a thing with like cartouches and stuff, but I do not think it's what we want. I mean, it's not blockable, but if you're not pumping its power, I don't like it. And how are we pumping its power? Yeah, I maybe low to the ground aggro, but I don't think that makes. I'd rather have a Bloodlust Inciter or a Thresher Lizard than a Slitherblade. I'm gonna go Lizard. Generically playable, although I think I like this one even better. But here's our Cryptic Serpent. We got this one back. We can go for this. Says 7, but we are doing an awful lot to get instants and sorceries in the graveyard. Hajj, no, it was not. It had one Pro Tour, like somebody, who was it? The Brazilian? I believe there was one player who likes to try and find hyper aggro corner case type decks and kind of did that thing, but then I don't remember it really having legs that way. Cartouche of Zeal or Tormenting Voice? I think I'm going to take Tormenting Voice. This Cartouche isn't what I want to be doing. I want instants and sorceries here. Also, Haj, I mean, there's a difference between triple Amonkhet and what we're doing, right? So the Slitherblade was sketchy tech in triple Amonkhet, right? And the key cards were there. They got, I think they did it and they kind of got lucky doing it. Blur of Blades. I guess I'll take a Blur of Blades over Floodwaters. I don't want Cycle 2, and Floodwaters was never something we're really going to hard cast. Dauntless Aven is a strong card to still be here. We have a blue Monument, but these generally aren't very good. We'll hate draft and yeah, a lot of white. I mean, these are great cards. Both of these. This is screaming that white is wide open. Whoever is in white may not know the format well enough, but I have a hard time believing that a white drafter passed on both of these cards both times. And there was a Aven that, heck, I mean, you could almost pivot into white at this point. This is such a screaming signal to me that Takrop Elite was there. You could almost justify it. What I really want now is deserts that we're into. I'm not really passing much for. I can't imagine what I would take over a desert at this point that wasn't just a rare mythic bomb. This can do some stuff. It does copy anything, so it can copy your opponent's best stuff. Haj is calling Slitherblade aggro right now. Yeah, we will see. I'm going to move all in and really put the pressure on us to find some deserts and take the Unquenchable Thirst. Although there is Paincaster. Maybe I should take Paincaster. Yeah, I can ping a creature for exertion. Come on, deserts. Where's my deserts? No deserts yet, but we do have another. Ooh, a Pride Sovereign is pretty fun. But this is pretty easy. Hieroglyphic or Puncturing Blow. Puncturing Blow gets some bigger stuff that our small open fires can't, but we do have Trips Thirst. I'm going to take Illumination and continue to be on the hunt for playable, on-color deserts of any kind here. We're already not going to be happy with these. Like, even if I got 3 deserts, I'd be like, okay, good. Now they're okay. Now they're solid. Deserts are important for, well, first they cycle. The good ones, the ones that we want are the common ones that cycle. But also, if you have a desert in play when you cast Unquenchable Thirst, it taps the creature and really turns Unquenchable Thirst into premium removal. But without the deserts, Unquenchable Thirst is kind of weak. Sandworm Convergence is a really fun build around. I would have been shocked if they didn't re-include that one. We're seeing, again, a ton of incredible white going around with Gust Walker now. But we'll take Ceradon over Initiate, which I don't love here. Rather do the cycling thing. We actually have some cycling payoff in Curator. So just even cycling this for red will do something for us. But we're running out of time to find deserts with our Trips Thirst, and that's kind of sad. But still probably going to run them. I do like Labyrinth Guardian. It has to be the target of a spell. If it were target of a spell or ability, this wouldn't be good enough, I don't think. Although we also have Riddle Form. We're kind of doing the Riddle Form thing. Or is that a trap for us? I kind of think we should do the Riddle Form thing. I'm excited about these decks. We don't get to play them, but I kind of want to save them, and then maybe we'll play them on Friday or something. No deserts, super sad. Saddest thirsts. Still gonna play them, but very sad about it. Monument, yeah, it's the white monument. Don't want any of this. We'll take an archer. Thank you, Hoy, for the sub. Appreciate that. First timer. Love first time subs. Hate complete lack of deserts. The deserts have dried up. Reduce to rubble doesn't seem good. I'd rather just have more deck fluidity. Oh, maybe just another Thresher Lizard is fine. Trouble is we're trying to draw a bunch. I just don't think we're ever going to really be hell-bent enough for the lizards to be that impressive. But I don't think we need another crash through. Might take this desert here just to give us a chance. Or we could just take a puncturing blow to have another step up on removal. What do you think? Bad desert that's at least on color. And we'll turn on these thirsts. Or puncturing blow. Just fill out our removal suite. Give us something on the high end. All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, but the thirsts, they do stuff without deserts. They just don't do what we quite as good as we want. But sure, I'll take Ramanap Ruins. Let's go, and we have one more shot at a desert. Here we go, desert. No, oh, we got another Cryptic Serpent though. Again, I'm starting to like this deck. It's not the Unquenchable Thirsts are not as good as we would like. But I think this deck is cool. And yeah, I wish we could play too. Hang on to your cards. I'm going to take this desert and I think I'm going to play it. I was saying this doesn't do enough, but it does enough for us. And I think it's actually more important than like a Paincaster, although Paincaster would be good. I like both of these, but I am going to take another desert. Bloodlust Inciter, not going to be good enough for us, but I'll take it. Yeah, I can still export. And of course, since I'm streaming all this, I can look up my decks and recreate from screen caps too. Haj is predicting. Look, Slitherblade. Still rather have an Aven Initiate here. And I don't think we're playing either, though. I don't think I'm playing this either, though, so I'll take Slitherblade now. Seeker, I don't think we're playing that many of those. Just maybe the one. Yeah, green stuff, Oasis, Ritualist. I don't think we saw any Ritualists here. Not playing the Crab. And we're at 28 cards, so we would need about 4 or 5 cuts here. I like Blur of Blades gone. I like... Countervailing Winds could be okay in this deck. Maybe 1 Lizard. I like kind of cutting the... I don't know what this is doing. I like cutting the creatures down a bit and being really heavy spell. Cut 1 Voice. And then I kind of like this. We effectively top at 4 if we're trying to... If we consider this a cycler and these to be hyper cheap based on what our deck is doing. So I think I like... Although... playing a desert without, we do hurt our colors a bit here. But I think I like this. This seems tight, low down, and interesting. A lot of stuff to do early to mess with Oppo, and then we find our Cryptic Serpents and get them out pretty cheaply, and then hopefully beat down with 6/5s. So I like it. I don't know how good this is. I've saved it though, and maybe we'll play some on Friday. I'm going to throw this on YouTube before Friday, but if we do end up playing some games with these practice decks, I will throw them on YouTube and then relink from these videos. I'll add the link later if we end up playing these at all. So that's cool, though. All right. Thank you for hanging out, YouTube friends. I'm excited for this format. It'll be interesting to see what our memories of our draft and Amonkhet draft combine to solve this. I don't know. We are all thinking a lot about what we remember, but the fact is, it's just completely different with how they've approached this remastering. So how good is aggro? We'll find out. How good are 3 Unquenchable Thirsts with only 2 bad deserts? We'll find out maybe on Friday. But thanks for watching, YouTube. Looking forward to this, and we'll catch you for the real deal soon enough.